Imagine me there while you are here. I'm thinking of you, and distance is nothing. I'll go through the whole world to be with you. Imagine no light, right here where we are. Imagine it's gone, but distance is nothing. I'll breathe in my hands, the sunlight just for you. Imagine no light, right here where we are. Imagine it's gone, but distance is nothing. I'll breathe in my hands, the sunlight just for you. Imagine me there while you are here. I'm thinking of you, and distance is nothing. I'll go through the whole world to be with you. Imagine no light, right here where we are. Imagine it's gone, but distance is nothing. I'll breathe in my hands, the sunlight just for you. Imagine me there. I'm thinking of you. I'll go through the whole world to be with you. Imagine me there. I'm thinking of you. I'll go through the whole world to be with you. Imagine no light, right here where we are. Imagine it's gone, but distance is nothing. I'll breathe in my hands, the sunlight just for you. Whole world to be with you. Whole world to be with you.
Hey guys, what's going on? Alright, happy new year, happy Monday. Oh, it's weird to be back. We are starting a little bit early tonight, just so we can kind of get through this and I can try to get some sleep tonight. But we are going to be talking about some supply chain stuff. We got Hong Kong. One of their news channels is actually being canceled due to some interesting stuff. We have Mexico. They have some very big announcements coming out. That'll be pretty interesting. So we will kind of just dive in. I hope everyone's doing pretty well. Interesting things. So this is kind of something that prompted me to want to do this with the supply chains. So as you guys know, we've been talking about the housing market and the real, how it's all going and whatnot. And so one of the options that we were considering was getting like a good piece of land, putting a module on it, because usually they're a little bit cheaper because, it's the industry setting the price or, the cost of the supplies or anything like that. That's not people, putting their thoughts and feelings into the price, the sentimental price of their house or anything like that. It's not BlackRock, Vanguard, Zillow, any of these places putting, these costs on or the value on these houses. And then we could also customize it. And we were hoping, because last year when we actually looked into this, it wasn't going to take very long, like, 6 months maybe to, start to finish, versus building a stick-built house, which Hambone's cousin is doing right now. And they're actually having a lot of delays because as we know, the supply chains are just completely screwed. And so they're having delays with their regular house up in Indiana being built. And so this was kind of a other option. Plus, this way, the idea was to maybe put 2 houses on one property for us and my parents and all this other stuff. There's a whole bunch of things that went into this. And so we went to a local place, a local dealer that has really cool modules that are, they're phenomenal looking. Like, they look like regular little houses, and, they're made here in Florida, not too far actually from us. And so we were looking at that, and we went and toured, and they're beautiful. They last year, the one that we really liked that we had found last year was quoted to be like $275,000. It's like almost 3,000 square feet, 4 bedroom, 3 bath. Like, it's a crazy thing, right? This year when we go in, I took my mom with us so that she could kind of walk through and see and, observe and try to look at the other ones that they just come out with and things or whatever, see what she liked. That same one is now $389,000 and cannot be ordered until next year. Like, the inventory sold out. One, they've already sold the model, which will be gone in the next few weeks, from what the woman was telling us. And so, but yeah, so $100,000 increase on the price in just a year is kind of insane. But the thing that really baffled me, so not only can you not actually order these, like, the orders to fulfill the order would take a year out. It also takes anywhere from 2 to 3 years for permits for the actual, construction of it, and the backlog of getting land ready and everything. It'd be a 2 to 3 year process just to get this house. And so, yeah, that's kind of insane. And she had said, because we asked her, we were like, why is it taking so long? What's going on? And she had said, well, the supply chain is completely messed up and it's delaying a lot of things. And we were like, oh yeah, we know this. But we didn't think it would be affecting it that badly, in that sense. So, something to consider. I know a lot of people are starting to look for homes or, other alternatives or different things to, maybe try to build a house, or, if you're looking at builders that are, popping up the houses in these subdivisions or anything like that, like, these costs are going to start adding up. I think she did say that it was a 12% increase for the houses or whatever for this year. So it's 12%, guys. 12%. Like, that is insane. In my book. Sorry, give me one sec. So I don't know exactly what to make of that at this very moment, because you figure that's lumber, that's, plastic, that's all these other things. So I want to chalk it up to the lumber prices. I really do, because we know those are high. But there has to be more to it. We know COVID shut things down. We know, there's a lot that's tied into it. But so that's what kind of that's what prompted me to kind of want to do this little section on it, is to kind of dive into supply chain. As we get into the new year, we knew, 4 months ago that this was going to be a big problem this year, coming into 2022. And, we're already seeing, there are some stores that their shelves are a little bit more stocked. Hopefully that was they're catching up a little bit from, having a few days to shut down and throughout the holidays and get restocked and get supplies in. So we'll see how that goes. I'm trying to be optimistic here. But I do have the Southern California marine traffic map up. And just so you guys can see, this is literally the only thing that I have checkmarked that I wanted to see is the cargo vessels. So these are the cargo ships. No tankers, no passengers, no high-speed crafts, no fishing. There's nothing else on this map. And some of these, the transponders, they last recorded it, the satellites recorded it maybe 16 hours ago or 5 minutes ago. There's all different if you just click through all these. But still, roughly, still a lot of traffic out there for the cargo ships. themselves. And I did see like a couple weeks ago that there's some major storms, winter storms from California, that actually pushed a lot of these ships out further. They had to go out further to sea so they wouldn't have too many problems. So yeah, this is kind of what we're looking at as far as cargo ships. So this is not helping the delay. So we also have this. Supply problems hitting Indiana hospitals during surge. This link, all of these links are in the description. So if you guys want to go through and click through them all, you can. Oh, it's 25 degrees in Indiana. Brr. Sorry, this is my home state, so I know what that 25 degrees feels like. That just killed my body. But needless to say, the hospitals in Shelbyville, they're seeing supplies running out, and so they're like, there's somewhere in here where they're saying like they go to Walgreens and CVS. Here it is, going to retail, hitting up CVS, hitting up Walgreens, DME stores, trying to find enough crutches to be able to meet needs of the system. So like this is getting insane. At the hospitals, where you go for your medical supplies, right? They're running to CVS to go get that medical supplies. So this is going to get very interesting, especially, we're kind of in the thick of it right now with flu season, and, kids are in their winter sports, basketball and whatnots, cheerleading and things. So, it's these crutches might come into use here with broken bones and things. So sprained ankles or whatever. So yeah, so
we wanted to find out, how is this working on these campuses? So we sent Rich and I out today to look into some of the...
Sorry, guys. It's like, whoa, that's so loud. Anyway, so yeah, the hospitals, they're starting to see, just a supply chain crisis. Ikea. This was interesting. Ikea is actually a pretty reasonably priced store for, different home goods and whatnot. I actually personally really like Ikea. They have some great things there. So stop with the pop-ups. So they're boosting their prices due to the supply chain troubles. At least that's what they're saying. Prices will go up 9% on average across its markets to reflect the rising costs, which indicated are related to higher commodity prices and the pandemic-fueled supply chain crisis, and has bedeviled scores of businesses. So if you do shop at Ikea, be prepared to pay some higher prices, which, 9% is pretty drastic. That's pretty high. But Ikea, they're still relatively cheap for the most part, depending on what you get there. But this is just something interesting because it is, this notorious store that, you can get a great bed or a couch or anything like that. You can get them relatively cheap, in comparison to like Ashley Furniture or some whatevers. So just keep your eye out on that. And then, so this was also another interesting little article. Passing Train tells us about the supply chain. So this is one I want you guys to read. I'm not going to read all the way through it, but they were talking about how like they're seeing like Amazon and Walmart containers, which isn't abnormal, but they're seeing more and more of them. And what's also happening is that more and more companies are having their own shipping containers. Like they're actually, where was this? Hold on. Walmart has its own containers and shipped them directly since 2019. Amazon before that. The company is one of many that have ramped up its in-house logistics efforts in an attempt to circumvent the backups of many U.S. and global ports. Walmart, for example, recently opened a yard near the port of Los Angeles to sort and store their containers exclusively, and they aren't alone. Companies have made similar moves across the country. So they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to do their own thing, which I don't know. It may or may not help because that's more driving. That's more people trying to, more truckers trying to navigate and get to different ports and whatnot to get their resources. But we'll see. But basically the article says that, if you are in the industry, in the investment side of or profiting from the supply and demand of the containers, because the prices are going to be going up this year, then you're good. But the people having to pay it, or the costs that are being sent off to us, the consumers, or anyone that's not benefiting from it, it's going to be more expensive. So we'll just see rates continuing to go up, according to this. So that's another good one to read if you guys are interested. So then we also have, that's kind of the supply chains. It's across the board. It's not just one thing or another. It's not just food. It's not just, light bulbs or computer technology, microchips or anything like that. Like, it's across the board where this supply chain is it's completely screwed up. So just be prepared. Stay vigilant in what you need and what you have. And, if you kind of the rule of thumb that I'm doing and what our family is doing right now is kind of one of those things, like, if you see it and you need it, or you think you may need it in the next 3 months, just pick it up. If it's not something that expires by any means, just pick it up. It might not be there. So obviously don't go panic buy. Like, don't buy like 1,000 things of one thing that you're never going to use. That's kind of pointless. But like toothpaste or something, just grab an extra toothpaste, grab an extra shampoo, socks, maybe, I don't know, just random stuff, if you think you're going to need it, because it might not be there. All right, so on to this fun little piece. Hong Kong news site is shut down as pro-Beijing lawmakers are sworn in. And so this is kind of sad, actually, since Hong Kong is more of the free area of China. They're slowly being taken back over, and that's really sad to hear about, because you can kind of see this happening all around the world, right? This censorship, this shutting down of news organizations that don't fit the narrative or anything like that. So, like us. So I'm just waiting for that day to come. But because, as we know, that, if you have a company in China, then the state actually owns the company. We know this. And so they've come through and basically said that, because they're reporting on politics. Oh, there it is. While small, they focus on political news and analysis pieces, as well as investigations. And so this is kind of a big no-no in their world. So that's where it's kind of, because they have to be, I shouldn't say no-no, it's very touchy. Like, you have to be very careful in what's going on and how you portray it and things. This paragraph actually does a really good job. The space for doing those types of stories has shrunk since China's central legislature imposed a national security law in Hong Kong in 2019 following massive anti-government protest, as authorities stepped up arrest of political activists, civil rights groups, and unions disbanded, and some activists fled. Independent media has been one of the more prominent casualties of the ongoing crackdown. So their freedoms are just being stripped away like one by one, and it's only going to be stuff that their government is wanting them to see. It's no longer questioning. It's no longer critical thinking. It's no longer the ability just to kind of ask why and what's going on and how do we actually feel about this. So that's kind of scary. That's kind of my problem a lot with what's going on with social media and how the news is now. We don't get to question what's going on. If the minute you question, you're shunned or whatever. So, and that goes with anything really on social media at all right now, right? Is if you question the narrative, if you question the mainstream, I guess, you're an outcast. You're just dubbed the black sheep, I guess, and people just don't like that. So I'm happy to be a black sheep at this point when it comes to all this, because I have to question it all. I have to know the answers. So that's why I do it. Pam, hi Kenna, I'm driving. Just wanted to stop by and say hi and Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Pam. Be safe driving. Don't text and drive. Jeez, I'm hoping you're at a stoplight. Hey Pam, how are you? But yeah, so this is something we need to be looking for. they're trying to stop information like this from happening. I mean, we just saw it with like Joe Rogan saying, actually, the interview that he switched. Oh, is he really? So Joe Rogan is switching to Getter from Spotify.
Twitter.
Oh, from Twitter. So Joe Rogan's no longer using Twitter. He's switching to Getter, just so you guys know. Which hopefully maybe he'll switch to our platform. That would be awesome. But YouTube actually took down the interview he just did with, was it Dr. Malone?
Mm-hmm. That's
yes.
Why he's switching.
Yeah, that's why he's switching. I was making sure I had the right last name. But they actually took it down. They're completely censoring it. People are like, oh, well, the doctor's a complete whatever. He's not. Guys, do you honestly think after everything, and I'm not saying you guys specifically, this is just kind of for the general public, but do you actually think if the truth was out there, if a doctor who created the mRNA, the freaking god of mRNA, says, don't do this, this is what we know, this is what I know, this is what's been found, and it's not what fits the narrative, do you think they're going to allow it on Google? Do you think they're going to allow it on Twitter and Facebook and things like that? No, they're not going to allow that. That's not how it works. Like, if people haven't figured that out yet, oh man, like, it's we're in for a rude awakening. That's for sure. So it was very fishy, the fact that they took that down. Last but not least on this, the news reporting aspect, Mexico is up to some funny stuff. They're going to do some fun stuff, which I think will be interesting, and it'll shake the world up a little bit. Like, who would have thought Mexico would shake things up? But they have announced that it will be the central bank will be issuing its own digital coin by 2024. So the the Bank of Mexico has released this, and it's a. I never thought it would have been Mexico. But yeah, Mexico is among the top 5 countries with the least financial inclusion in the world, according to a study released by a company called Merchant Machine. The study, which was released in the month of March, found that Morocco, Vietnam, Egypt, and the Philippines and Mexico are the nations where the unbanked population is largest. Imagine that. This data is backed by finding of the Banking Association of Mexico, which recognizes that 53% of adults in the country do not have a bank account and 7 out of the 10 do not have access to credit. This represents a problem in the Mexican economy that has to deal with the lack of trust that citizens have in the financial products and services and the complications that citizens have to face in accessing these services. So, they're a little bit more of advanced from most of the rest of the world. Happy 22, maybe year of the crash. What are your thoughts on RC's tweet today? Hey Jackson, let me go relook at it. I glanced at it. I didn't really analyze it too much because we've been kind of busy today. I will look at it. So yeah. I mean, so Mexico, like the Mexican society, they kind of are ahead of the curve when it's not trusting the financial institutions. Like, it kind of came to a head last year for much of the U.S. And some of the rest of the Western countries to say there's something wrong with this entire picture. So, hey, good job in Mexico, guys. So the fact that they're doing a digital currency now, do I agree that a central bank is doing that? No, because it's still the financial institutions. But being on a blockchain, being able to do something more like that than just a regular bank account, it's a good move in the right direction. We'll say that. But Mexico also is planning to end crude oil exports in 2023. It's part of a strategy by the nationalist government of the Andres Manuel Lopez to reach self-sufficiency in the domestic fuel market. So they are reduce its crude oil exports by 435,000 barrels a day in 2022 before phasing out sales to clients abroad the following year. So they are going to start hoarding their own oil, which is fine. It's their stuff. But this could also affect prices and all kinds of different things.
We import from Mexico?
Let's see. The export reduction will come as Pemex increases its domestic crude processing, which will reach 1.51 million barrels a day in 2022 and 2 million daily barrels in 2023. The Mexican driller will plow all of its production into its 6 refineries, including a facility under the construction in southeastern state of Tabasco and another being bought near Houston, Texas. This plant is considered part of Mexico's refinery system, even though it's located in the U.S. border. Imagine that. I actually don't know how much we import from Mexico. I can look. Let's see. Let's see. 10%, I think. Import. Yeah, we import 0.55 from, so 10% from Mexico. Oh boy. Well, at least they're not cutting us off. We get the most from Canada. So Canada can't cut us off or we're going to be screwed. So yeah, there's that, guys. But Mexico is second. Interesting. Or you know, right? So this is something to keep a lookout for. Anybody that is abroad from Mexico. Will other countries use blockchain before U.S.? Probably. Because that would mean if the U.S. went to the blockchain for our currency, that means they are going to be finding all the fraudulent people, which we all know are within our government. So there's that. Just saying. The banks and everything. Our entire system would probably crash. Like, that'd be terrible. All right, let me look at Ryan's tweet real quick. Twitter. Let's see. Let's see. Never overestimate a man who underestimates himself. Never overestimate a man who underestimates himself. Renzel translation. I might fuck around and live up to my potential. Meh, you know. Yeah, I haven't really seen this. What is this? Charlie Munger on Elon never. It might have something to do with Elon. I don't know. I don't. Tesla reference. This is inverse of how Warren Buffett describes Elon. Oh. Okay. YRC tweeting about me again. Hey, Skin, what's going on? I don't know. I'll have to look more into this. I will. It's a good one. That's a good one. I will look into it, Jackson. Thank you. So I did want to share something with you guys. I've been very, very busy working on this, and because Sit Air has kind of just vanished off the face of the earth. I have no idea if anyone has talked to him recently, which is very odd that I haven't heard from him. Let me know that he's okay. But he's just kind of vanished. I'm not sure if it has to do with the lawsuits and things, like if he has to stay quiet or anything. So just keep your ear to him. But we are still going headstrong onto our social media platform. I've been working out the kinks, and now I'm going to be trying to create the pilot, because since I can't get a hold of Sit Air, I'm gonna have to figure this one out, unless somebody would like to help me with this, because this is gonna be interesting, me trying to do this. But I have actually developed the business plan so you guys can see it, and I will be launching this sometime this week. But yes, the business plan is done for everybody to read. Once I just have to have some of the screenshots. So once I figure out how to do this, we will be posting this and getting everything ready for you guys. And we also have to come up with a name. He got shorted by Kenny and his goons. He probably did. Hopefully not, but 2022 about to be weird. It is going to be a weird year, guys. It's going to be 100% weird. But if you guys want to help also pick out a name for our social media, I would absolutely love that. We're coming up short. No pun intended, but we are coming up short. Right now I have like Freedom Social. Like, I don't know. It's just where my brain went when I was writing all this. So, yeah, so there's that. And then what I also wanted to show you was, so I'm sure you guys all saw this fun thing. So I loved being able to do this. So if you are subscribed, I'm going to shout out again, because I've had one. I've been able to send one person theirs, which has made me very happy. But if you are a subscriber to the Bull House magazine, to Bull House Insider on our website, as long as you were subscribed by the 1st, you guys are getting these. So this is an NFT on the Algo blockchain. So I need you guys to send me your wallet addresses or anything. If you need help figuring it out, let me know. So this is for everybody that was subscribed. But let's see, Inu Coin on a nice run today. Really interesting. Lilycoin drops on Monday. Not financial advice, but bucks there to be made. Sounds good, Skin. Thank you. So anyway, so the NFTs that I talked to you guys about for the early investors. So these will be actually put on OpenSea. These won't be on Algo. These will be on OpenSea. So there is one of them that I've created for you. And you guys will be able to pick. You guys will be able to pick which one you want, which I think will be fun. So that's one. And then this seems to be the one that everybody likes. Anyone that I've gotten to show these to. So you guys let me know. You guys let me know in the chat or DM me or anything. Why did it open 2 of them? Stop it. So, but this is the coin. So this little concept came from Johnny Rocket. So shout out to him. Thinking it should be a coin, and then Hambone seconded it when I told him. He was like, yeah, I thought that's what you were doing too, was a coin. And I was like, oh, okay, so I guess this is a thing. So we have a coin and we have a card. So any early investor into the social media, once we do launch all of that, will be receiving one of these. So and this, right, either one of these, this or the trading card, will actually give you voting rights into the company, and how we run things and how it all goes. So yeah, that is that in a nutshell. And if you guys do have anything you want to add to the social media, or anything you guys want me to make sure that we have incorporated into it, please let me know. I think I have everything covered, but I'm not 100% sure. So that is that. So yeah, we have covered supply chain, we've covered Mexico, we've covered, oh man, Hong Kong doing some crazy stuff. So, and the tensions there are still very high, between them and Taiwan, and there's definitely a Cold War brewing. So as we go through the next few months, I'd say the first quarter is going to be a little bit bumpy. We'll see. I'm also definitely keeping track of the real estate market, kind of across the country, but mainly here in Florida for obvious reasons. we'll see what prices do. And yeah, it's just all very shaky, but it's okay. It's okay. Tax season's coming up, so I also want you guys to start preparing all of your documents, getting ready for that, because if you've been trading crypto, if you've been selling any of your stocks or anything like that, you're just gonna have to have a lot of your paperwork ready to go. Granted, they don't send any of that stuff out till like late January, maybe February, but just so you guys are prepared, getting your stuff together. So we will be talking about that here coming up. Hambone might be actually doing the podcast on Wednesday. My start date actually got pushed to Wednesday for my new job. My manager had her flight delayed, so I couldn't start today. That's why I'm hosting tonight. But yeah, so that's pretty much all we have tonight, guys. I will look into the Ryan Cohen thing. I really don't know 100% what he's trying to entail. I don't try to speculate too much because, well, he just does random things. It's okay. But I do hope everybody has a great new year. 2022 is going to be pretty interesting. I still have my eye on the 26th. I don't know. There's something about the 26th. Granted, it is our dog's birthday, so maybe that's what I'm feeling. I don't know, but happy birthday, Bandit. Hey, Jackson. So I've kind of put it out there that I'm, gotta love Karen. No, it wasn't Karen. It wasn't Karen. Karen's not, she's HR or something like that. As far as the NFT coin, I might try to do it on a monthly basis. I might try to do that this year. So we have January's, and then we'll have if you're sub to February, if you sub before, like on or before February 1st, you'll get February's NFT. Maybe I'll have like hearts and stuff, like something kind of like that goes with the month or something. So I don't know, we'll figure it out, but it's kind of something I want to do, like kind of like a fun little collection for this year, if you guys want. So I will put that to a vote for you guys. So yeah, if you are subscribed to the magazine, as of January 1st, you'll get this one. February 1st, you'll get the next one. So yeah, we'll do that. I'm gonna say it now. Yeah. And then I will say, guys, January's magazine is going to be a few days delayed because of all the craziness. Like, I've been sick. I've been taking now that I've gotten better and my daughter's gotten better, I'm now taking care of my parents and then starting work. So the January magazine will be delayed maybe a week or so. But it will be out. I will post out whenever it's done. I'm just kind of running in a few thousand directions right now. Because KMO is down, existence kind of busy. It's just been kind of chaotic for the team. So I will get that out to you guys ASAP. But I do appreciate everyone coming in, stopping by, hanging out. Have a good rest of your Monday, and someone on Bullhouse, me or Hambone, will see you guys on Wednesday. Good night, guys.